Hey y'all, welcome back again. This is Seth for PrototypeDad. Didn't make a video last week. Things were kind of busy. Had a lot of things going on. Trying out some new things as far as possible opportunities for myself going forward in the future. So didn't have enough time to make a video. With that said, I feel like the last couple of videos have just been more like setup oriented and kind of laying down the foundation of what I want to do going forward, talking about setting up a community and of support for dads and kind of what that looks like. Basically, it's been in the last couple of weeks getting all the social media avenues set up and kind of linked together as much as I possibly can. Still in the process of setting up like a Patreon account, so in the future that I can kind of garner some support to make this more financially viable as far as like developing a process for this, like maybe funding events that I would like to do. I already had thoughts of like maybe in the future setting up like a inflatable kayak race around the lake locally toward around me anyways. But things like that are what I'm working on. Really trying to set up foundationally what I want this to look like going forward. Really haven't had too much traction as far as how I want the podcast part of this to go. But the ideas come to me like we're just going to start from the beginning. First episode, I'm going to do some research on, get it pulled together, and actually provide like an actual structured podcast type show. And the first episode is basically going to be about like, how do we know how to be dads? Like what do we base our understanding of being dads on? Like where do we get all this knowledge from? Who do we base ourselves on? Or who do we try not to be whenever we're being a dad? And so I'm going to do a little bit of research on that and try and get that laid out so I actually have a structured podcast type episode. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing these weekly videos. Like right now I'm driving around in my car and trying to do this as safely as possible, but I have the time now, so I'm doing it. But anyways, just gonna have little weekly videos that are gonna be kind of just me doing things, getting things set up, kind of letting y'all know where my mindset's at. Just had a great lunch with a great friend that I'm trying to get reconnected with, and that's kind of where my focus is right now. Is I'm talking about building this community of support. I'm talking about having support, but I'm trying to do that very effectively and realistically in my life, because I feel like we need this community because I feel like I need it. And so I'm doing that currently as we speak. Trying to schedule regular lunches with friends that I've had for years and new friends, and just trying to develop those relationships so that I don't feel like I'm a dad on an island anymore. And I'm having those talks that are kind of getting me out of my own headspace and getting me more out into the world, so that I'm not constantly thinking about how I may have messed something up, but actually getting feedback and input from other dads like myself. And just it's good to talk and see that we're not alone, that we're not the only ones struggling with things as we're going forward, and just reaffirming my feeling that us as dads need community just as much as moms need community, or everybody needs community in some form or fashion, but we definitely need it in the sense of being dads. Like I don't feel like we have enough of it, so I'm developing it for myself as I try to develop it for others, and I will keep you up to date as we go forward.